What's up, everybody? Drummer, how's it going? Zach, yo, what's up, buddy? Jake Koenig's in the house. Feisty Kitty's in there. What's going on? There you go, Zach. Jackson Guitars for life. You know that's right, man. How y'all doing? We're gonna do things a little different tonight. We'll chill out for a minute, see who shows up, then we'll start the tunes. And got a couple new songs, a couple new things. Probably a new jam track, a new song, a new jam track. We shall get to them, man. It's Saturday, everybody. Let's chill and hang out and have fun, as usual. It's been a long week. It's been a long week of live streaming this week, man. I'm doing good, drummer. It's been a nice day. I got to sleep in for once this week. That's the best part, man. When you can sleep in, that's what's up. What's up, Michael Fairbank? How you doing, buddy? Man. There's something about Saturdays. Saturdays and Sundays are the best days of the week, man. Unless you got a day off during the week, that's pretty all right. I am taking Wednesday off, though, that's for sure. Pops, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. How you doing this Saturday, buddy? Good to see you, man. Jake says 41,000 subs, nice. Getting closer, we getting there, man. One at a time. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, taking a week off is not a good thing, man. Yeah, because YouTube like killed my algorithms settings or something like that. I've had to claw my way back up all week trying to get back to the views I was getting, but it was getting better by the end of the week, so that's good. Ray Freeze, how you doing, bro? Good to see you, man. I'm doing good. Hope you're well out there. All right, Michael's doing good. Yes, sir. It was a beautiful day today. Woke up late, chilled out, had some hamburgers and French fries and stuff. It's a nice day. All right, well, let's see. Got some. Here's a newer intro. I came up the other day. Actually, during the week I was off. I couldn't stream. I was like looking through my archives and seeing what I had in here. I found some stuff, and yeah, this would turn in like two new intros or warm-up tracks and a whole new song. So we got to play all that tonight. And then I was able to get like a ton of my tracks like built up again, like change the sounds, change the drum sounds a little bit, added some different things, thickened them up. So here you go. Let's see what we got here. all day, so I gotta, you know how I go. I gotta get warmed up a little bit here. Let's see. We'll play something. We'll play one that's known. We'll do this one. It's always fun. I remember Jake was liking this one. What was it? We'll find out what Jake called this in a minute here. What's going on here? All right, now we're getting some heat going in this chat. There we go. There we go. Thank you, Jeremy. There's Val Kimber. What's going on, my man? He said he's working on the project. There you go, man. It's going to be cool, dude. I'm looking forward to it, man. It's good to see you. Do-rail. Happy Saturday. How you doing, bud? It's good to see you. Thank you, Do-rail. Thank you, buddy. Let's see. There's Val Kimber. He knows what's up. There you go, buddy. Stardust knows. We watched, anyone watched the new Black Mirror series? That was good. There was one episode that was kind of whatever, but the rest of it was good. Enjoyable. We had fun. Val said he watched the first season. There you go, man. Yeah, the new season's good. There's 6 episodes, and I'd say 5 of them are really, really nice. Really, really nice. Yeah, listen to Stardust, man. She made me watch them. Not made me, but she said, you got to check these out. So at least I watched all the really great episodes thanks to Stardust. So that's good to hear, Darrell. Good to hear, buddy. All right, let's see. Let's go and move on to this one. This one's a redone jam track. Jake called it something, or I played it early in the week, and Jake called it something. I can't remember what he called it. I can't remember. Jake, you'll hear it, and you tell me what this is. It's like so simple, yet you can put so much to it. I do like that one. Let's see. Michael hasn't seen it. It's pretty good. It's like I think it's mostly geared toward, you know, the future and what things could be like in the future, but they kind of do it in the present day. Okay, there you go, Jake. Murder Hornets, Metal Murder Hornet. I like that. Thank you, drummer. Michael says he watched a lot of CSI Miami. That was a great show back in the day, man. I used to watch that too, man. I used to watch a lot of the CSIs and the Law and Orders way back in the day, like in the 2000s area. That was good stuff, man. Jake says, because it sounds like a swarm of metal murder hornets is coming on those fret skimming terms. There you go. That one's wild, yeah. That one's like, what do I do? Yeah, it does kind of sound like some hornets. That's a good one, Jake. There you go. I like it. I like it. We might change the name to that, just to Murder Hornets, and make it easier. Jake knows. Yeah, Dexter, man. Dexter was the jam, man. I really like that one. Yeah, you know, we watched the last, whatever that revival season they came out was really cool too. That was fun. And we haven't watched the Dexter, whatever, the new one with the kind of when Dexter gets out of high school or whatever, college Dexter. We haven't watched that one yet. I've been meaning to. Yeah, there you go. Jake knows. Trinity was the top 5 villain. Yeah, John Lithgow, dude, unbelievable. That guy's. Yeah, he's supposed to be playing in. He's going to be playing Dumbledore in this new Harry Potter show on HBO Max. That should be sick, man. Ray says, Rick, I watched some Tyler Shep, and you're right, that kid is pretty dang good. He is super dang good, man. Yeah, Ray, awesome. And he just only gets better and better every day. He gets better and better. He just does more stuff. It's insane. Saying what he can do. I wish I could do that when I was his age. I was barely playing Smoke on the Wire the wrong way at that age, man. So it's crazy. Fall Out Boy, how's it going, man? Good to see you, buddy. Chris Mayfield in the house. How you doing, Chris? Yeah, Johnny Lithgow's been around for a long time, man. And he's played some great roles, man. He's a great actor, man. I've always loved what he did, man. I always knew if John Lithgow was in it, it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty good whatever he's in. All right, let's see. Let's try this new jam track. It's kind of like this, the Murder Hornets, but it's a little different. It's like classical Murder Hornets. I don't know. I haven't played it in a while. I think it's D minor. Okay, D minor. All right, let's try it out. Classical Murder Hornets. There you go, Jake. That's a fun one there. That's an old one too, man. I think I did a quick short for that, like a long, long time ago. Like when I first started playing, I was doing like these 30-second shreds or 30-second songs in shred minor, I think I called it. And I think that was one of them. I was like, and I found it. I was like, wow, I haven't heard that in a million years. So there you go. No, it's like a little, jam track, a little intro thing. Let's see. Fall Out Boy, I'm doing good, buddy. I think I saw that though. Thank you, buddy. Fallout says, I'm great. He's doing great, and he's been learning some new stuff on his guitar. That's awesome, dude. It's always good to learn new stuff. I was trying to learn remember how to learn the burn solo. We'll probably play it tonight because I want to keep trying. But yeah, that was fun, man. But yeah, I've been going back and trying to relearn old stuff. Like when I was a kid, playing in bands and stuff, all these cover songs, trying to remember it. Someone cracked me up yesterday. He's like, man, he said, you like Lizzie Borden? I was like, dude, yeah, man, Lizzie Borden was the jam back in the day. That was good stuff, man. Val Kimmer knows John played an evil guy. Well, he did, man. He did. Oh, no problem, Fall Out Boy. Have a good one, buddy. Good to see you, man. Val Kimmer, thank you. Feisty says, the attempted Murder Hornets. There you go. There you go. Michael says, yeah, man, Lithgow is awesome. Harry and the Henderson's Vault. There you go. Yeah, he was classic in that too, man. Yeah. Stardust, we're waiting on that Fallout Season 2. We watched the whole first season again. And I was like, man, can't wait for the second season. Cliffhanger, yeah, there you go. That's a cool movie, man. It was funny, man, because they were actually there's a game, I'm trying to think. There's a one of these animes from way back. It was called Lupin the Third, and they had a game called They took this anime and turned it into one of those Laserdisc games called Cliffhanger. And American producers wanted to turn the movie into, to turn the game into a real movie, and Sylvester Stallone was going to do it. And they liked most of the premise. They didn't like the whole premise, but they used a little bit of that. The Cliffhanger movie with Sylvester Stallone from this video game. And I used to love that game, man. I used to play the heck out of it. Val Kimmer says, I'll tell you a good miniseries, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I'll have to check that out. There you go, fight the Horny Hornet. There you go. Jake, thanks for the super chat, buddy. He said, here's a tip for playing Murder Hornets. Rick, appreciate it. It's in my top 3 of your non-album track. Well, thank you, bud. I appreciate that, man. That's always a fun one, man, because it's like, it's the same riff over and over, but it's like extended out, so it's kind of long, so you can kind of do a lot of different things in there, which I like to do. Val says, if you like shows about magic, I'd have to check it out, man. The magic movie I like the best is The Prestige, man. I love Christopher Nolan movies, and The Prestige is one of my favorites. That movie's just insane. Crazy Wall, what's up, bud? Good to see you, bud. Let's see. Starter says, I remember Lithgow and Ricochet. I don't remember that movie, honestly. That I don't remember. Lex G, how's it going, bud? Good to see you there. Feisty says, if you do a cover, then it's your interpretation, so it's OG. You may not make ad money, but it can draw attention. People like it. Yeah. I mean, I just play the solo, the burn solo. I cut them out anyway because it shares revenue, and they're probably not any good, But yeah, I will not bow down to keep the covers out. Now I've been playing the Yngwie I'll See the Light Tonight solo, and the algorithm doesn't even find it, doesn't even pick it up. It's weird. I've been like, how's this not picking it up lately? I know I'm playing it pretty close to Yngwie too. I don't even know. Val said it's on Amazon. Cool. Yeah, there you go, Val. Yeah, The Prestige is a dang good movie. I love that movie. I have it on, I bought it. I literally bought the movie, whatever, on iTunes, I think. Jake says, The Prestige is one of the most underrated movies ever. Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale. Yeah, they tore it up, man. They tore it up, man. It's just a great movie. Christopher Nolan always makes the great movies, man. I'm not too sure about this new movie coming out, The Odyssey or whatever. I thought it was going to be supposed to be something different, but yeah, I don't know. Not sure about this new movie coming out. A lot of the actors, I'm like, I don't know. I'll wait till it's like on cable or whatever, streaming. If I says I'm saying the studio version of something, you have to love it too. Yeah, I don't. It's like for me anymore. I don't play anything like perfect. You know, like all this cover songs that people want me to hear. I don't play it perfectly at all. I don't. You know, maybe back in the day I played it better, but nowadays I don't. I just don't have time to like sit down and listen to all the intricacies of things and try and figure it out exactly. I just don't have that time to do that. And if I did, I wouldn't even worry about it. I'd still be just writing more songs. But yeah, I don't think I have anything that I play super. That Temple of the King Soul is about the closest thing I played to like near perfection to what Richie did. But he uses a slide, so I had to compensate for not having a slide. Crazy Wall says, do I like Metallica? I like anything prior to the Black album. Yeah, anything Black album or after, I could do without, honestly. But yeah, anything old stuff, man. Ride the Lightning, Injustice for All, Master of Puppets era stuff. Great stuff, man. Jake says, Megadeth, Pantera, and Slayer were all better than Metallica for that era, just in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, yeah, once the Black album came out, they went straight downhill to me. You know, I was like, and I got so sick of hearing it, you know, like Enter Sandman, like every 30 minutes on MTV or whatever on the radio. I was like, ugh. And then, but yeah, Pantera picked up because Pantera, like, was that 91, 92? Pantera started really going big. Megadeth was getting bigger. Slayer was getting bigger. They were just putting out, you know, heavy stuff. They kept going with the heavy stuff, whereas Metallica was like, all right, let's go commercial almost, you know. And it was still heavy, but it was just, if you listen to Metallica all the way up to that point and you heard that Black album, you're like, eh. It was to get new fans, you know, it was to get to a new, different type of listener for Metallica. Some people kept going with it. Most people stopped, you know, good amount of people stopped, but then a whole new crowd of people started listening to Metallica, so that's where that went off. But yeah, I did enjoy the early stuff. I used to try and learn that stuff, like I remember me learning Fade to Black and things like that, you know, because it sounded cool. Where's that one to, man? Let's do the slow one here. slow it down a little bit. But yeah, there you go, there you go. Something chill, something chill. Let's see. All right. Val says he never cared for us. Yeah, they were okay, man. They had a couple cool songs, but it was just it was like heavy rock and roll. You know what I mean? It wasn't metal. I didn't think Wasp was, but they had a couple cool songs, and I think their drummer was really good though. But yeah, Blackie Lost didn't have some amazing voice. Chris Holmes was not the most amazing player, but they did what they did, man. I can't fault them for that. Crazy Well asked, what Mountain Dew is that? That is called Liberty Chill, man. This is I think this is the last of the last, man. It was it was the July 4th area special. They put out 3 different Mountain Dews during July 4th area. That was pretty good. Thank you, drummer. Feist says he's really good at punny names. You are. Val says I'm waiting for Mountain Dew shred with Rick's pick on. I know, right? That'd be dope. Thanks, Crazy. Jake says Megadeth is his favorite American thrash band. Mustaine and Friedman couldn't be topped as guitarists. Yeah, that Rest in Peace record is near perfection, man. That's a serious record right there. Feist says do a song for Mountain Dew, see if they notice. Hey, I had the song called that new song called Voltage. Good work. Hey, Stardust don't like Blackie Lawless. Yeah, I know, right? Am I Awake? So you stopping to say hi? What's on the set list tonight, Maestro? Thank you, Mike. Thank you, brother. It's kind of a wide open range, man. I'm not sure. I didn't really have time to put a set list together tonight, so it's kind of just a free for all, just kind of playing whatever. But yeah, man, appreciate you hanging out, my man. Val said this is the screaming. Yeah. Craig Bork, what's going on, buddy? He says, hi, hey Rick, everybody on Rick Chat. Absolutely, buddy. Good to see you tonight. Jake says he haven't heard of Wasp in like 20 years. Yeah, probably don't listen to him. Don't try and listen to him again either. You probably won't like it, man. Yeah. There you go, Crazy. Yeah, Feisty knows. I'm a wild child, come to love me. I want you. Or I Was Blind in Texas was another one I remember. They actually, what was there? It was an album. Man, it was later on they did it album that was pretty good. It was like The Idol or something, not Eternal Idol, but man, I sure can't remember. But that was actually some decent stuff, man. They kind of started writing some different stuff, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it's true. Feisty says, anyone like Y&T? Yeah, Y&T was great, man. Dave Manichetti. One of my favorite songs was that, I think it's called Contagious. That was a really cool song. I remember that one. Demonetized Loves Y&T. There you go. No one ever talks about TNT, though. TNT was one of my favorite bands from that era, but no one ever talks about TNT, dang it. Val says, I have to listen and know. Yeah, Y&T was like a 80s, mid-80s band. Who did they have? Dave Manichetti was like pretty much the dude in the band, the singer. He was like singer and guitar player. He killed it, man. But most everyone saw that song, Summertime Girls. They played that song a lot on MTV, which is kind of like, it's all right, but they definitely had a real good, yeah, there you go, Mean Streak. That's a great song, man. Jake Feisty says, Y&T just add eyeshadow and you got twisted. Not really. I think Dave Manichetti was a really good guitar player and a good singer on top of it. Yeah, I never saw him live, so I don't know. Tiny25, hello to you. Good to see you. Feisty says, do a Rick Renstrom drinks Mountain Dew ad with some of your riffs. There you go. I should do like how they did. Remember the Pepsi ad? Vinnie Moore played like the solo of it, and they had this dude miming the guitar stuff, and the Pepsi was like starting to blow up, and it blew the cap off and everything. That was a classic, man. Maybe I should do something like that with a Dew. See if I need some video editing work. Jake says the '80s was all about cheesy hair band rock. Yeah, that was the downfall of it all, man. Like the record labels, they found one good band, that did stuff, and then they started signing same or similar bands, and just kept watering it down. So there were so many bands doing this stuff, you know, and they just diluted the whole scene, man. It was sad. There was a lot of really good bands that didn't get a chance because of all that. Yeah, there you go, Demontage. Yeah, that was the one that got on the PMRC list. Yeah, they weren't the greatest at all. I think they were more shock rock. They were trying to be like a Motley Crue type. They were like competition for Motley Crue with like the shock rock thing, you know, and the crazy explosions and sparks and fire and stuff like that. There was a big competition out in LA back in the day for that kind of stuff. Joe, what's up? Good to see you, man. Crazy Wall says, do you like Schecter? Because I haven't played one in a long time, man. A long time. Maybe when I was real young, a friend of mine had one. I tried it out. It was pretty nice, man. I haven't seen the new ones. I got a friend here on YouTube and TikTok. His name's Jesse, but he goes by Goldhead. He's endorsed by Schecter now. And they sound good, man. They look nice and they sound good, but I haven't thought about checking one out. Jake says he thinks Tyler plays the Schecter. Does he? I thought he had like an Ibanez and his what are those called? Strandbergs. I don't know what he's got. I thought he only has those two, and then some acoustic guitar. Feisty knows that's right. Real shredders drink Mountain Dew. Absolutely, man. Demonetize says, I think the 80s had more bad bands than good bands. They all chase the sound and look, but didn't have the talent. Yeah, exactly. And that was all the record companies' fault. Man. They literally just started watering the whole scene down, man. And like if your video didn't catch fire on MTV, you was pretty much gone, man. You were pretty much out of it. Ross says, love your channel, subscribe. We go, thank you so much, Ross. I appreciate that, man. That's awesome, dude. Getting a lot of subscribers lately, and that's great. We're pushing, man. Well, I appreciate you. Feisty says, wasp through the raw meat. Yeah, I remember that. I remember hearing about that. T-Mon says, if throwing meat bothers you. Oh, yeah, G.G. Allen. Yeah, of course, man. He'll throw his number 2 on you, man. You don't want to go to a G.G. Allen concert, man. That's for sure. I would steer clear of that. Let's play the new and improved Shadows. I'm playing this a bit. This one's always hot. other one I redid this week or last week. Coming out good. I like the new production value I'm giving a lot of these songs. I've been trying to go back and keep just upgrading all of them back to a heavier sound, a better sound, a tighter sound. Unfortunately, sometimes it takes a little time. That's the problem. All right, let's see what we got here. Crazy Wall's got that guitar. Nice, dude. Demonetize, there you go. Feisty says the market changed. The next gen didn't want crazy solos and prancing. Yeah, well, I mean, all it took was like, and I've told this story before, I was probably 19 or 20 when I was playing in this band. We had a lot of people come to our shows and practices. We'd have an open practice and tons of kids and young people would show up to our practices, just to hang out and listen to the music, and they all loved it. It was like, that was their thing. They loved it. And one day I'm like, it was later on in the year, I was at the mall, and some kid ran up to me. I hadn't seen this kid in a while, and I was like, he's like, hey, Rick, what's going on? I was like, yeah, what's up? I haven't seen you forever. He's like, yeah, I know, man. I'm not really getting into metal anymore. I was like, oh, yeah, what have you been listening? He's like, dude, have you heard of Nirvana? And I'm like, Nirvana? No, dude, what's that? He's like, check it out, man. And he played me some song, and I was like, oh, okay, well, that's cool, man. And I was like, and I could, the happiness this kid had, I could just tell. I was like, this ain't good. This ain't good at all, man, for metal people, Of course, I was a young kid. I was mad, at that point. I'm like, man, it's freaking grunge, man, freaking grunge. But it was the style of music. Yeah, they watered it down so badly. As Feisty said, the market changed. They just wanted something simple, man. And they didn't want this talk about drinking and girls and this and that and blah, blah, blah. They wanted something that they could relate to. The kids by the 90s wanted something they could relate to. And grunge was it, man. That was it. That's all it took. And then grunge hit, and then the record label started signing every grunge band they could find, and then it watered that down. It's like, man, record labels, bad, man. Thank you, drummer. Taco Socks, what's up, bud? Good to see you, man. Feisty says, Campbell Corpse, one of the top shock one-upsmanship. There was nowhere to go from there. Yeah, true that, man. I remember seeing them back in the day, and it was just an amazing show, man. Amazing. Demonetize says Alice Cooper was the top of the shock ride, and he's still doing it. Yeah, he's still killing it, man. All these years, and he's still going, man. Feisty said he ate cereal this morning. There you go. What kind? Fruit Loops? What'd you have? There you go, crazy. Jake says Stardust might be into something doing emojis for people's names. Yeah, true that. We could do that. We could make some moderator emojis. Or something like that. We can make anything. Stardust is a Photoshop wizard. Far better than I. Tally Vision, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you, man. He said Ricko the sicko. I know, right? Jake says, whatever the emoji for a moron is. That's true. We could actually make that, probably. Feist says, should be more off. There you go. Feist said, he used to be a moron, but now he's a more off. There you go. Or better off, for sure. You never know. Stardust says, she's always been a little off. I know. I'm probably pretty crazy, too, At the surface, I'm okay, man. You never know. Behind the door, you never know. Sierra says he's hanging out with his bro last night, loving this read. Appreciate that. Oh, it's his bro Ian. I thought it said, what's up, Ian? Good to see you, buddy. No Sacred Cow. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Good to see you. Mint Beastwood, there you are. How you doing, my man? Demonetize says Mother Love Bone was a very good Seal band. I kind of remember hearing those guys. For me, it was Soundgarden and Alice in Chains because they had really great singers. I enjoyed the vocals, and then of course, the guitar player are really good too, which helped out. Jerry Cantrell is amazing, so I like Alice in Chains was probably my favorite of all of them, and then Soundgarden right underneath that. Pammy C, how's it going? Good to see you. Thank you so much. Demonetized says moderator has the wrench for emoji. There you go. Ju G, how you doing tonight? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, we're gonna skip the album tracks tonight. We're just gonna go right into the. We'll do the Holy Trinity. We'll get that knocked out, and then we'll just play some. We'll try and play some new stuff. Some of the more newer stuff. But you know how it goes. Holy Trinity time. Fire within. Speed or storm. Let's crank them out. Fire within. Get you some of that fire within and bring it out. All right, let's see here. What's next? Oh, Speeder. I'll get that rocking. Classics. Play the classics. All right, let's see here. Juji, I remember Juji. Remember that. No Sacred says, I too, grunge favorites are as well. Absolutely, man. I think because they had the best singers, man. I mean, Lane Staley, Chris Cornell, just powerhouse vocalists, man. They could have sang anything. Man, I tell you. That's some good stuff there. Montai says, Mother Love Bone spawned Soundgarden and Pearl Jam. Dang, man. I did not know that. Brian Shutt, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. He says, love your sound. I appreciate that, Brian. Thank you so much, man. Juji said, just came back from watching live wrestling with Dad, and what a great way to end the night. There you go. That's awesome. Good to see that. Joe McGraw in the house. What's up, Joe? He said, dropped in to show my support. Cheers to you. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thank you, Sacred. Val Kimber, thank you. Jake knows. Holy Trinity time. Vice says, Soundgarden, good vocals, but too over the top bother me. Sometimes, yeah. I think, they wrote in a different way, I guess. I'm not sure. I didn't really, I've heard a couple, most of their songs. But I think, something like Black Hole Sun, or what's that, is that Road song? Stardust will know. Is that Road song of Soundgarden, or is it the other band? Or is it just Chris Cornell? I don't know. I don't know the stuff. I hear it. Yeah, I hear things, but I don't listen sometimes. Thank you, drummer. Jake knows this song is called The Fire Within off Rick's album Until the Bitter End, which can be purchased on Amazon, iTunes, and Apple Music, and other streaming platforms. And also here on YouTube, of course. If you go to my channel and you hit the Releases tab, my entire album is there for streaming for free. Joe says Temple of Dog was a big eye-opener years ago and spawned two very great bands, Soundgarden and Pearl Jam. There you go. I didn't know. I thought they combined. Because I always heard Soundgarden, all these other and Pearl Jam, all these bands before I heard Temple of the Dog. That one song's pretty cool, man. I only know that one part though. That was a cool part. I like that part. Demontai says Temple of the Dog was Soundgarden and Pearl Jam. Mother Love Bone was pre-Soundgarden and Pearl Jam and a member of both of the bands alone. Okay, there you go. Jake says the one band you miss is how all my bands sound. That's never even the best guitarists can miss. I know, man. I have to mess up sometimes, so people don't think I'm fake. They're like, are you AI, bro? Are you AI, bro? Is this real? Is this real? You always love to see that. Those comments crack me up. But yeah, man, what did I do? I went I came in too early. I was like, whoops. Sometimes, man. Sometimes it's a lot going on in my brain, man. Lex G, thank you, buddy. Thank you, Demonetize. If I said, what was the band out of a California desert? California desert. I don't know. Thanks, Brian. Joe says, look up Temple of the Dog with basically the Pearl Jam band with Chris Cornell. I remember that one tune. Demonetize says, Jesus Christ Pose is his favorite. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, Joe, thank you. Audio Slave. That was the other band. That was a good band too, man. That was a really good band. And that had that had the guy from Rage Against the Machine in it playing guitar, I think. It was like good, man. There's some really nice songs on that that I heard from those guys. Demonetize says, before Pearl Jam, Stone Gossard and Jeff Ament were fame-bound as members of Mother Love Bone. Okay, there you go. Gotcha. Unfortunately for me, I never knew the history of any of that stuff. I was so ensconced in my heavy metal. I didn't care. I had to, you watch MTV and you hear it. I think I knew when Nirvana was on Headbangers Ball, I was like, we're done. This thing's over with. Dumas says the bass and guitar from Soundgarden. Okay, I got you. Nice, dude. Yeah, unfortunately, I do not know the history of any of the grunge stuff. Stardust probably knows better than me, because she liked that stuff. But man, I kept going metal. I was tunnel vision metal. I didn't care about nothing other than heavy metal and keep playing metal. And we took a while. I mean, yeah, once the grunge thing came out, yeah, it was tough. We lucked out when we started the band Wicked Ways, I think in 92. And then we came up with a whole set of original songs, and people flocked to it because it was kind of cool. The music was cool. It was more, I don't want to say it was party metal, but it was still heavy, but our lyrics were more geared to non-metal stuff, let's say that. I don't know. I have a DAT, I literally have a DAT tape of the demo that we did, but I sure don't have no DAT machine. I need to find one of those things and make a dub of that, because there's some cool songs on there. But yeah, we started to go even heavier. When we moved to Florida, we started going heavier. And we built our own audience, you know, because people were still grunging out, but there were still metal fans out there. And we had to build from zero. And the more we played, the more people started getting into us. And then, yeah, we were so popular in the metal scene that we were like nominated for a big best metal band in the Central Florida area. Or actually, it was the whole state of Florida, because it used to be a magazine called Jam Magazine, and they had awards every year. We didn't win, but we sure got drunk that night. I remember that. That is for sure. Demonetized says, the funniest thing that happened to metal was when Jethro Tull, yeah. I gotta say, yeah, that was a slap in the face, man. Nothing against Jethro Tull, but yeah, I mean, even I would have voted for Metallica over Jethro Tull at that day. Joe says he's 62, seen a lot of bands change the way we know it now and how it changed. Absolutely. And it's changing still, man. It's still changing out there, you know. And I think people, you know, at this point, you know, you just have to do whatever you want to do and hope people enjoy it and flock to it, you know. It's hard, man. And record labels nowadays, they don't care how good you are. They care about, do you have a record ready to go, and do you also have a built-in audience that they can promote to. The record labels just don't do what they do it how they used to. They don't even give you money, I don't think. Maybe give you a little signing bonus or something. But I mean, the last big band I was in was that Leash Law band, and we got over $60,000 to record the record and do everything, and that was huge. That was in 2004. So I was like, wow, man. And we got a lot of money. We got a lot of money for doing that. It was really nice. It helped me out. It helped me go. It helped me make it through 2004. I can tell you that. But then at the end of 2004, I was flat broke practically. So it's like, uh-oh, time to make money. Time to go get a real job. Jake says it's officially tequila o'clock. 10 o'clock. There you go. 10 kila. Demonetized says he had a few margaritas earlier. There you go, man. Feist said Jethro Tull. Yeah. I mean, what's the only one song I ever know from Jethro Tull is that Aqualung. That's the only song I remember from those guys. Demonetized says the worst thing for metal is Pat Boone's in a metal. I don't even think I heard that, man. Didn't David Hasselhoff try and do a metal album too or something like that? I can't remember. Joe McGraw says Iron Fortress is a great label for metal. Is it? Yeah, there's a ton still. There's a ton out there still. I know people that work at Nuclear Blast and Frontiers, and there's a new one. I forgot the name of it. RPM. I can't remember. Primal Fear's on that label. A bunch of other bands too. There's a lot of albums, but again, they only want to sign you and do your promotion and marketing and things if you already got a built-in audience and a record already done. They're not going to pay for your records anymore, which that's the toughest part. So that's because now you can do all this stuff at home or whatever, so it's a lot cheaper to record. Some people have access to studios and it doesn't cost them much to use them. So times have changed. It is what it is, but you know how we go. We just speed right through it, man. That's how we roll. We'll just speeder through it. I don't think we need a disclaimer tonight, but you know how it goes, man. It's time for speeder. It gets bumpy around here, so be careful whatever you're doing right now. Jake, don't spill your tequila on this one, okay? Speeder. There you go. Hope everyone's safe after that as usual. Gotta be safe when you're rolling with the speeder. Let's see, where did Storm Rider go? Oh man. Tell you, man, this setup that I'm using here tonight is like different than my vertical stream setup. Songs are everywhere. It's hard to find. All right, let's see. Joe knows, yeah, you have to have a mixed album, 100%. They want that ready to go, man. They'll master it for you. They'll get it through mastering, but man, it's a pain, man. It's like, well, you know, And some, you can do it yourself, and like I said, I tried it with my solo album, there's a million people that had never heard my solo album, and I went with the iTunes and Amazon, all this route, and I promoted it for a week straight, videos every day. I would just go here and you'll buy it here, do this, do that. And when I look at the numbers, I'm like, it would have been nice, I can't re-release it to a record label because I own the rights to it. No one would care. With a record label, wouldn't care for that. But if I had a new album, I'd go through a record label because they can at least get you some marketing done. But yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. Even with a built-in audience, the numbers were terrible. The numbers are terrible. Jake knows everybody better buckle up. Feisty says, but look what didn't exist in live streaming. Yeah, absolutely, man. You can I know people that make a living off live streaming, or they've made a living off of live streaming. I got a friend on TikTok, his name's Lawrence Coleman III. All he does is Tool songs. He has a whole set of Tool songs. He's got like 400,000 followers on TikTok. Dude has made some money off of TikTok just doing that stuff, man. And all because of live streaming. He doesn't play out nowhere. Just live streams. You know that, right? You know that's right, Demontage. Joe, thank you, buddy. Feisty knows that's true, man. Jake says, that's some lowbrow humor. I'll allow it. Absolutely, man. Lowbrow humor is good. Hey, good drummer. Feisty says, I'm usually the pusher of limits here. I have a challenger. There you go. We got a fight on our hands. Who's the lowest of the browest? There you go. That's some good stuff, man. Jake says, I'm not deleting comments tonight. You guys can go nuts and with the dirty jokes. I know, right? Saturdays are chill, man. Saturdays are chill. I don't care on Saturdays, man. As long as I don't say anything bad, it's fine, And the moderators can't say anything bad, sadly, because there are community standards. But y'all can say whatever you want. If it's too bad, then But if it's okay, it's a family. I present a family show, for all. What happens in the chat stays in the chat. Yeet man, what's up, man? Good to see you. Juju said, you can't hear a chromosome. I know that. And Feist says, how do you make a hormone? I think you gotta want to have those collider things for that, right? There you go. Jake's on fire, man. He says, okay, twist my arm, standard speeder super chat. There you go, brother. Appreciate that, man. Crazy Wall says, yo, I'm back. What's up? Still rocking, crazy, still rocking, man. Appreciate you, brother. There you go, Joe. Demont says, my humor is lower than the whale. Feisty says, don't pay them. I know. Yeah, we had a guy, man. I think it was maybe start us from. Is it like Monday or it was like Monday or Tuesday? It was I think it was Tuesday. Tuesday was like a real slow night, and I was like, wow. But there was a guy in there, Peter, his name was. He was dropping mad super chats, man. Like, I was like, oh man. I mean, this dude literally single-handedly, covered the week I missed, from all the super chats he was throwing down there. It was awesome, man. But it is what it is. YouTube definitely takes their cut, man. At least it's better than TikTok, man. TikTok takes a cool 50 off, man. It's rough. YouTube takes 30, but then if you do use an iPhone or an iOS device, they will cut you. They'll cut a little extra off of that too, man. It's sad, man. We just out here trying to live, man, and YouTube's already billions of dollars deep. They still want their pennies, man. Shoot. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see, Juji says, what's the difference between a Scotsman and the Rolling Stones? The Rolling Stones say, get off my cloud. The Scotsman says, get off my cloud. There you go. Off of my ew. That's a good one, man. Let's see. Feisty says, you're inspiring. I appreciate that, man. I try, Jake says, if you set up a Streamlabs, it won't take a huge cut. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works, man. I mean, you still are going through YouTube. you're basically, when you use Streamlabs or any other type of service like that, you're putting in your YouTube, what is it called? It's a stream key. You get a stream key from YouTube, and you have to use that. So no matter how you slice it, it still goes through YouTube. That's bad, man. Fight says, piece of the pie is better than no pie. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth, man? I'll take a piece. I'll take whatever piece I can get. Joe says, better use PayPal or Venmo for this. I tried, dude, yeah. I have all the links available, and I've never gotten a PayPal. Actually, for the first time in 2 years, I got a PayPal donation the other day. A guy from Ecuador, surprisingly, in Ecuador. I got a PayPal donation there. What's that one's? Cash App? Cash App, I did get one donation there or whatever, and I did know you had to like accept it or something like that. And I was just trying to leave the money in there, and trying to let it build up. And I guess they just like send the money back to the person, and I was like, oops. I felt bad too because I had no idea. Venmo's different. That money can stay in there, and I've gotten a few of that, but nothing crazy, man. Nothing crazy. But it's all good, man. Like Feisty said, a piece of the pie is better than no pie, man. So we do, and I make money off the videos too. Like my shorts videos and my long form videos. They all make a little bit of money too, thankfully. So it helps. But like I said, I got a real job. I do my thing. Any money I get for here is just to toss back in the studio here, upgrade computers or sound or get better sounds, all this stuff, man. If I say super chat gives people recognition, this is true, yeah. Demonetize. Chris Arsenal, what's up, bud? Good to see you, man. Demonetize says, yep, all these platforms rob the creator, but I guess it's better than Zilch. It's true, yeah. Otherwise, I could be out on the street playing with my guitar case open and make a couple bucks, and you never know, man. Out in the cold or out in the heat. At least I'm inside in air conditioning. But like I said, I do have a real job that makes real money, and as much as people don't want to go to work, I would love to be just do guitar all the time and music all the time. Like if I had my whole day free, I could do lessons, individual lessons and group lessons and stuff like that. But man, the way my schedule is I can't do it. I can't sit down I can't schedule it the way I would need to. But you never know, man. You never know. We just get to warm up. I've only been doing this for 2 years now, and I'm pretty happy with the progress that we've made here thus far. So I can't complain at all. There's probably more ways I could have made money doing YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, but I haven't figured it out. Jake says, I think Streamlabs only takes 5% and Super Chat takes 30 or something like that. Super Chats takes 30. That is true. I'll look into Streamlabs, dude. I don't know. I was doing the StreamYard, I think, but unless, I don't know how if someone did a super chat through YouTube, it would still be a super chat no matter where you're at, I think. Joe says Cash App has to go directly to your bank account instantly. Huh. Oh, maybe that's the problem. I don't have my Cash App set with my bank account, actually. The money sat there for a minute. It sat there for like 30 days. I don't even know. It wasn't a lot. It was like $10 or something, which is totally cool, man. But I felt bad for the guy. I was like, I couldn't, because I never saw him again. He never came back to one of the live streams for me to apologize and tell him how stupid I was. I had no idea what I was doing. Tis what it is, man. But hey, man, it's all good. It's all good. I just do what I do, man. You know what I always say, man? I'm still having fun. And that's what matters. And if you guys are having fun, and I'm having fun, that's all that matters to me. But with that being said, it's time to get the storms going. And I actually played this last night. And after I stopped playing it, I heard thunder out in the background. I was like, it's working, man. It's working. But you know what's up. Get your umbrellas ready. It's a storm rider. Storm Rider. You can't go wrong with the Storm Rider. Yeah. All right, all right. Let's see what's cooking here. Jake says, you should be able to retire once you get around 300,000 subs. That seems to be the point where most content creators can live out their content. Nice. All right. Not too shabby. We'll see. We'll see. See what happens when the Jared Dine video comes out. Maybe I'll get a few there. We'll keep pushing. Usually when I stream during the week, I get about anywhere from 1 to 200, depending how good it goes. But it's pretty consistent, about 100 or so this last week. And prior to that, I was like two and up. But just keep adding them up, keep adding them on. You know, we keep grinding. Next week, though, we will be going back to normal schedule. FYI, anyone, moderators, anyone out there that is interested. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Taking Mondays and Fridays off for the back to normal schedule until I do my on-call thing again. But yeah, so we'll be chilling next week a little bit. Dial it down a notch. Jay Koenig's no Storm Rider. Ken Stetson, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. Hope you're well out there. Thank you, drummer. Devin X, buddy, what's going on, man? Ken says, what's up, Jay? Where's that cooking and eating fiend Anti? Anti's on the chill, you know. He swings in, like Jake says. Anti's more of a ninja style. Ninja. He's more of a ninja mod nowadays. Yeah, it got a little too much. I can understand. I've been pumping out lives like crazy, man. Just going steamrolling lives, and it gets a lot. It takes a lot, and yeah. Anytime I want to step back a little bit, dial it down, which is no problem. I understand. Life comes first. Unfortunately for me, this is my life, so we got to go or keep going. We got to keep pushing. But Stardust is the head moderator. She's CEO of moderation around here, and we got a whole bunch of new great ones. Jake, Serial. Who haven't we seen lately? I haven't seen Eric Curry picture in a minute. Well, I hope he's doing okay. Like I said, message to all the mods. Never worry about. I mean, we're always glad that you can join and help out. But if you cannot, don't worry about it. Life always comes first, as I say, and but any time you can spend, we always appreciate it, 100%, really do. Ken said, seriously, I kind of felt he just saw that and was like, ooh, he knows. He knows somehow. I don't know how he does it. Zach knows. Jacksons are the best, man. You know that's right. Jake says, special shout out to our buddy Devin X and all the channel members out there. Please consider hitting the join button underneath the video. Become a member and support Rick's channel. Absolutely, man. We got a whole bunch of people. I think we got up to like 50-some people, members, so that's pretty cool, man. Thank you, Zach. Pammy, thank you. There you go, Devin. Appreciate you there. Jake slammed that link on my guitar. If you're interested in what guitar this is, exact specifications and all that stuff, the model, that is the link to click right there. It's got every little bit. There you go, Ken. You know what's up. Devin says, thank you for being awesome and not demanding donation there. He's like, true that, buddy. True that. I never worry about it. Like I said, I said it before, buddy. I got a job, and you know, but that the money I make for my job supports our family. You know, rent and bills and car payments and this and that. You know, that's all that money supports, and savings, and you know, 401ks and everything like that. And a little bit of money I can spare will go help me out in the studio if I need something, but you know, everything that I get from YouTube goes towards upgrading my stuff here. So, you know, I'm trying to save up for a guitar. You know, hopefully, if it's that Godin classical guitar I've been looking at. It's come down in price a little bit. I'm waiting on it, but yeah, so I'm kind of been saving for that. You know, putting a little money, YouTube money off to the side for that. So. But yeah, that's where all the donations go to, man, all that kind of stuff. So we appreciate it nonetheless. Tim J says, hey, bro, what's your favorite Death song? My ultimate favorite is probably like Pull the Plug. I like that. I don't know how to play it though. I kind of do. Dun, 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 but that's a jammer right there. That was one of my favorites, man, for sure. And I like the new, Symbolic is another one. I know the Symbolic riff, and that's probably one of my next favorites, man. That's the times when I was hanging out with Chuck during the recording of Symbolic and stuff, and that was just a monster song and album. On top of that, man, now you got me going. Overactive Imagination is another favorite because that's one of Andy LaRocque's coolest solos on there. Yeah. Jamila Romero, good to see you. How you doing tonight? Awesome. Juji says, do you like The Who? Some Who that I like. Yeah, back in the day when I was a kid, man, we were all about The Who. Way back when, man. My parents, listened to The Who. So I heard a lot of it. I wouldn't say I'm a super fan or anything, but yeah, I like their stuff, And they come out with some great songs. I remember watching Tommy a lot when I was a kid because that movie came on like the movie channel like every other day. I used to remember watching that one. That was the good stuff. There you go, Devin. Gloria Ward, how you doing tonight? Good to see you. And there you have it. Ken Stetson joins the family, the VIP access. Ken, appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for joining, man. Jay Conan says, trapped in the corner. That's a good one. I love the best part is that right before the Andy's solo, he's like, these 4 words, my friend, I promise you will not forget. And then Andy just goes into that dope solo. I don't know what's how to go. I never learned the Trapped in the Corner one. I only learned Overactive Imagination, that solo. I should learn Trapped in the Corner, though, one day. That's got some dope stuff, man. That's got some dope stuff. Tim says he likes Spirit Crusher. That's a great one. Yeah. And that's a great record because Richard played on that one, too, and is one of my best friends back in the day. And I love that album. The Sound of Perseverance is a great record, too. Ken says, I think I got it that sorted out, Rick. I'm good for like $200 on guitar. Nice, dude. That's awesome, man. Yeah, we're getting there, man. I haven't looked at it in a minute. Hopefully no one bought it. I think someone might have bought it. I don't know. Let me look. It's on Reverb. Like Reverb app is like my jam. I think someone actually bought it, sadly. I don't see it. It's not on my favorite list anymore, sadly. Favorites are empty. It's all right. Yeah, but there's a bunch of other guitars like that on there, and they're like about $900 or so, I think it is. I check every day for Jackson Dinky reverses, of course. Haven't seen anyone. There's a 93, I think a 92 92s on there. If anyone's ever interested, there's a 95. I actually found another Stone version on I think actually Stardust found on a Guitar Center used. My search terms were wrong, and I found one, but it was still not the right one. What I'm looking for, I need a 1992 disc guitar, but with the stone finish. I wonder if I had that video. Where's that video? I don't know if you can see it. I wish I had a picture of me playing. I used to have a real nice picture of me playing that. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, shoot! I need to be on YouTube. I don't know if you can get a good shot of this. Let me see. I'll tell you, if you search my name on YouTube, wow, that's not on not the top video. It's like one of the top videos there. All right, let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I can get a shot of this. Let me see. I think I gotta go this way. Display capture. Yeah, this guitar right here, this is a 1992. This is the exact model that I play right here, except it's got that stone finish on it. Yeah, see that stone looking finish? Man, I need to get, this is the one I'm looking for, but it has to have the 92 on the serial number. I found one that has the 20, which is the second version of 92, but man, I don't want that. I want the one, it's got to have 92 on the back. 92 on the back. Jake says, Ken is going green. He's environmentally conscious. Hey, he's supporting the Rick Renstrom Green Initiative. There you go. Ken said he had to hit up my laptop. I couldn't find it on my phone. No worries, buddy. Val says Roger Daltrey was a character in Highlander. Was he really? I didn't know. Feisty, there you go. Quadrophenia, I remember that. Gloria, it's always good to see you in here too. So that's awesome to see. We love when people we see during the week come hang out on a Saturday. That's OG. That's original right there. We don't see a lot of people on the weekend, and I tell them, we play on Saturdays, but we like it. We kind of like the chill vibe on Saturday. There's no rush, there's no hurry. We get a lot of talking in and chatting, so it's good. Feisty said, I saw the Who do the whole Quadrophenia album. Dang, dude, that's insane. Jake said he had to prove Ken's comment. Really? Sometimes, yeah, I think sometimes there's there's a lot of words. There's a lot of words on the on the word block list. Trust me. Some of them are normal words, but yeah, sometimes you gotta. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes they're be held, and then you just have to approve them. But it is what it is, because we see a lot of stupid stuff, man, out there, man. So we gotta block the stupid stuff. Ken says Jackson Dinkies are slick, man. Didn't you post one like that? Yeah, I've been trying to post. If I find one on Reverb, I'll post it on my community page. If anyone's interested in buying it, because everyone's all like, one of the most number one questions that I get on my live stream is, "Hey man, what's that guitar?" And some people are like, "Yeah man, is that an Ibanez? No. Is that a this? No. Is that this? No." Jackson Dinky Verse, and then I gotta. Because of the phone, I got to pull back and show the thing. But that's the number one question I get. It's the number one thing I'm going to provide Jackson. I'm working on my electronic press kit for them. And that's the one thing I'm going to be like, the number one question Rick Renstrom gets is, what is that guitar? And it's this one, So, yeah, it's crazy, man. Feist says, I saw the Who at Hollywood Bowl in 2001, 3 days after John Entwistle died. Front row, snuck up there. Nice, dude. Yeah, when I was a kid, man, the Who came to Akron area. They played at this place called the Richfield Coliseum where the Cleveland Cavs used to play. It was like the big arena for concerts. I've seen Judas Priest there, and Dokken, and Yngwie, and then Dio. I've seen all these bands at this place. And yeah, they played there. And like a bunch of my friends, and this is like when I was like in, I don't know, 7th, 8th grade, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. A bunch of my friends got to go to it, and they came back with all these cool T-shirts, man. I was like, oh man, I want a T-shirt like that. It was real sweet, man. Of course, I never got one. Tim just says he's got a Jackson X Dinky Series DK3XR taxi cab yellow with the pink echo. Nice, dude. Those are some nice guitars, man. Those X Series are real sweet, man. Tim says he loves that guitar. Absolutely, man. I bet you it looks amazing. Tim said he gave you the name Cat Pit. There you go. Jake's got the link to the Stone guitar. Is that on 7-string? I think I've seen this before. If it loads. There it goes. Yeah, that's nice, dude. Yeah, that's a sweet one. That looks just like mine. But yeah, I wonder if he shows the. Okay, check it out, Jake. If you look at that page, look at the serial number. You see how it says 40? This is a 1994. This particular one. Yeah. So Jackson did it this way, man. This is the first run. This guitar here was the first run, and it has the serial number starts with 92. Then they came up with a different version of this, the same guitar essentially, but then they changed the serial number on it to 20. So 20 is 92 as well, and then 30 is 93, 40 94, 50 95, and I think with one more, I think 60 they did 96. I think then they stopped after that. They didn't do any more after that. But yeah, you can. I've had to learn a lot about Jackson serial numbers. To figure this out, man. Jake says it's not a reverse, but the finish is the same. Yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen that one on. Ken says like $1,600. Yeah, that's the one on Reverb. That's this guitar, but the second run of it. They did one in like an early run, and these are the early runs. Then they did a second factory run with the 2-0 on the back. And that one on reverb for 1600 is the 2-0. So yeah, which I don't know if I've never had a 2-0. I've always had these 92s. Even that one in the Fire Within video, that was a 92 serial number. So. He says next one's gonna be a Gibson Les Paul, like $4,000. Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, I'm looking at did I still have that hooked up? I think I still have this hooked up. Oops, my bad. I forgot to turn that off. I've been looking at it's called a Chet Atkins CE. Gibson Chet Atkins CE or SST. It's like the nylon string classical guitar. Thing is sick. I could have had one a long time ago for like $800. Now they're about $4,000. Like, man, I should have bought that when I was 24 years old. So dumb. Pammy said she saw the Who in Dallas in '82. Dang, that's awesome. That's probably when they were. Was that like some sort of? I think it was some sort of anniversary tour or something back then. Because that '82 sounds about right. When like maybe 3 or 4 of my friends went to the concert, and they had these really cool shirts, these really cool concert shirts. They had like all their albums, like kind of melted into one like figure on the shirt. It was so sick looking. It was that whatever that album with the Eminence front song. That I think they were touring for that album. There you go, Juji. Jake says the color of the guitar you're playing is so sick. They're my favorite. Dinkies. Yeah, this purple is good. There's one on reverb. It's a 93 though. Let me see what that was. I'm telling you, man, I look at this. I open up reverb like at least 3 times a day just to make sure no one pops off. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, there's a 1993 deep metallic violet on $900. Price trap even. But yeah, I like this purple is the best, man. I like it. I like this color the best, and it looks really good under like stage lights. When you're on stage, it really pops off, man. It really looks good. Okay, 82, the Farewell Tour. Okay, I got you. Pammy said the Farewell Tour. Okay, that sounds completely correct. And Joe says John Atwell's still around. Absolutely, man. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, when you're my age, and most people in here are around that age, you know, or close. Yeah, we grew up hearing that stuff. You know, totally grew up hearing that stuff. So, like I said, my parents were into the Who. They didn't go to the concert, but I remember their joke was, "Who's playing at the Coliseum? Who? Who's playing at the Coliseum? Who?" You know, and it was like their little Laurel and Hardy joke. And every time we drove by the Coliseum, we'd be like, "Who's at the Coliseum?" It's like, oh god. It became the family joke. Anyway, all right, well, I got a new song here. Let me see if I can. You know, I didn't get to play this at all. This could be dangerous. Let me see what the key is. C minor, let's go. All right, here's the new song of the week. No name, though. I don't know. Tell me. It's a chill song, though. interesting song that is. Wow. Crazy. You know, like I said, I was like going through my archives of stuff, and this was like I said it was 04/10/23. So I literally wrote it like 2 years ago. But it was on the cutting room floor, and I was like, well, that sounds pretty cool. Let me try that one out. There you go. It's just a couple. It was like 2 parts. It was like 2 parts, and I kind of added more to it, and you know, gave it a fresh coat of paint. There you go. Bring it. There you have it, man. There you have it. All right, what do we got here? Let's see. Ken says, LMO, Eminence Front. I always thought they were saying living in a box. Yeah. It's the Eminence Front. It's the proton. It's the proton. I can't even sing. Can't even sing that stuff, man. I used to like that song. That was a cool song. I remember that coming on into like, that's a cool jam, man. Glory said, there's a lot of stuff we wish we brought back in the day. Could you imagine going back 20 years with our knowledge? We'd be rich. We would. We would be so rich. It'd be amazing. There's a couple of times I could have put money into something and like, I don't know. I read something, the bassist of Guns N' Roses, Duff McKagan, if you don't know who he is. Apparently when he was, I don't know, it was 20 years ago, he invested $100,000 respectively to Starbucks, Microsoft, and someone else. You got to imagine how much money that guy's rolling in now. Feist says he's a huge The Who fan. There you go. Judy said they were so ahead of the times. They were so ahead of the time. Yeah, true that. I remember when I was a little kid, man. I remember watching, The Who on TV, and Pete Townsend would always do that windmill thing. And I remember I'd pull out my tennis racket and I'd be windmilling it up in front of the mirror like Pete Townsend. Jake says, "Oh, we got a melodic burner here." You know that melodic slow burner. Absolutely. Val says, "Nice, thank you, Val." Joe says he hit a pipe from a friend at the Who concert and all the resin went. Oh God, dude, I've been there, man. When I did that stuff way back in the day, that's the nastiest taste one of the nastiest tastes you'll ever have, man. I remember when I saw Judas Priest. It was Judas Priest and Dokken. It was on the Defenders of the Faith tour. I got 15th row tickets. Was it 15th row? Oh wait, you know what? My bad. It was the Turbo tour. Excuse me, the Turbo tour. And I had 15th row tickets. Me and my friend went, and I didn't. As a kid, I didn't smoke any marijuana. I didn't do any drugs. I didn't do any of that stuff till I was probably early 20s, right? And I was like super. I didn't like it, but there was so much marijuana smoke going on at this Judas Priest Dokken concert. By the time Dokken was finished, I was literally sick to my stomach. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I don't feel good, Jim. And I don't know what I had to do. I had to drink something, eat something real fast, and I felt a lot better, of course. But I got the biggest contact buzz in history during that Dokken show. Feist says, the Who started in '67. They invented metal. You think so? I don't know. I never felt them as like a heavy rock band like that. I think it was always Deep Purple for me that I thought were the heaviest. And then Black Sabbath came out. What's the timeline between Black Sabbath and Deep Purple? But those two bands, Deep Purple and Black Sabbath, I think were the ones that really sparked it. Or actually, no, it was the other band. Get Your Motor Running, Heavy Metal Thunder. That's the first time the word heavy metal was ever said. And as far as I remember, I don't know. I'm not good with history. Val, there you go. Light her up. There you go, Feisty. Ju G, thank you. Ken, thank you. Val, thank you. Jake says, drugs at a Who concert? No way. I know, right? Pammy, thank you. Drummer, thank you. Jake says, come on, Rick, stop with the melodic playing. My allergies are acting up. I know, right? In my head, when I was putting it together, in my head, I had a bunch of different melodies, man, but I didn't get a chance to play it before the stream started, at least one thing. There you go, Feisty. Gloria said, this is awesome. I got to watch you play, not have to deal with the Tampa metal scene drama. This is a win-win for me. There you go. And there's always drama in the Tampa metal scene, trust me. I've been living down here for a while. Hence, I stay away from it. I don't even want to go to the Brass Mug for any reason. I was like, nah, I'm good. Juji says, my mom would let me go to the heavy metal concert. She said I would get drugged and hard R word. I was really sad to have missed Pink Floyd, Iron Maiden. Lot. Dang, man. I feel that, man. My parents were pretty nice about it, you know. Because I was 13 when I saw Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith tour, and at the time they had something like you could like your parents could drive you there, and then your parents could like hang out in like a parent zone or something like that. They had like one of these loges, and all the parents could just hang out there for free. So you paid for the tickets, but your parents could like stay for free, which was pretty nice. So my parents were pretty cool about that, and they took me and my friends. It was either me and I had a good friend of mine who always went to concerts, or a couple friends, and my parents or so one of the parents would drive, and then they go hang out. We go watch the concert. That was pretty nice. Jake's like, watch out, man. Juji says, feel like Rick is helping make up for it. There you go. There you go, Feisty. Pammy, thank you, Feisty. Juji says, first concert, she'll never let me go was New Kids on the Block with Tiffany. Talk about feeling like a stranger. Oof. Yeah, that's probably a weird one for a metalhead, or someone that likes rock and roll, rock music. Thank you, Jake. Michael's back in the chat. Good to see you, buddy. No problem. Feisty says, did you ever see Erasure? I'll tell you what, man. There's a song by Erasure that's really good. I think it's like called Always. I used to have that, like a tape of that, you know. That you met, I don't know if you remember, we had Stardust were talking about the other day. Remember when you could buy like singles on cassette? Like it would just have the one song on both sides. I had that Erasure song Always. That thing was good, man. That was a good song. Judy said, I'm not trying to play my sad violin. I got to see Iron Maiden a few years ago with the Book of Souls. There you go, man. Nothing wrong with that, buddy. I feel you there. Ken says, y'all probably 70s kids. I know I am. I was born in the 70s, but I was raised pretty much, my life started in the 80s, I think. I saw Erasure open for Duran Duran, 14. I never saw them. I remember like all the girls, and when I was in 7th grade, all the girls had Duran Duran written on their Trapper Keepers and pictures of Duran Duran. Duran Duran was huge back then. I, of course, hated them at that age. I liked heavy metal, and I thought Duran Duran was like, yeah, that's girl music. You know, the older I got, you know, the more I understood how actually amazing Duran Duran is with their songwriting and playing. Juji says, best show ever was Ozfest in the early 90s. There you go. Yeah, those are always good, I remember. I never went to one, but I've always heard they always had some great bands during Ozfest back in those days. Pammy knows. Pammy's a 70s kid. There you go. Feisty says he saw him that took his niece. There you go. Ken said, I saw that video about Duff's investment the other day. Smart dude. Yeah, no doubt, man. Talk about wow. Feisty said a lot of it was tobacco smoke. I don't know. I was just, when did Turbo come out? 88 or 87? I don't know. I was a kid. I was like 15 or 16 years old. I don't know. I didn't know what that stuff was, man. I knew what cigarettes were, but I didn't know what marijuana was, that's for sure. Other than, you know, when I was in school, they always had like this cop come to the school, and he had like a suitcase, and he'd crack it open, and it was nothing but drugs. You know, like, all right, you see any of this stuff, you never want to touch it. Don't go near it. Stay away from it. Juji says, Pantera, Typo, Black Sabbath. There you go. I saw Typo once, and they played like this dive bar that the Wicked Ways band used to play at in Orlando. And then we were talking about the diviest club in the world, and it probably could only hold maybe 150 people. But Typo played there, man, and it was a smoking concert, man. It was awesome. There you go. Stardust loves Typo. That's for real. I know that's for real right there. There we go, Juji. Fife says The Who. Lead guitar, lead drums, lead bass, lead singer. Okay, there you go. That's true. Yeah, I mean, I think Pete Townsend, they played so loud, Pete Townsend even lost some of his hearing from that. It's unbelievable, man. Yeah, it was that Keith Moon. Keith Moon was a dope drummer, man. He did some wild stuff, man. Ain't that the truth, man? Joe McGraw says, you in there with the chat, that's awesome. You makes the show. I appreciate that, man. It's kind of like, it's kind of like a talk show. I do a talk show / concert, and we all have fun. Sometimes it becomes a therapy session for certain people. During the week we get some therapy in there, we get some advice. It's all good, though. I'm lucky to have seen so much of my life that I know a lot of stuff, and if I can find somewhere to help somebody, I will. Gloria says, the metal scene drama is why I stopped going to the mug, too. Absolutely, yeah. I got tired of playing there. We were playing there, like, a lot, with the War of Thrones. And it just got to the point, like, I don't even want to be here, man. It's just like 17 drunk dudes. Like, why are we here? What are we doing here? And it's like, ugh. And I was like, I don't get into it. But I see the drama on Facebook because a lot of my friends still go to the Brass Mug and they're playing all these bars in St. Pete and Tampa, and I see the drama. Jake says, do you know the riff to do you know the Jawbreaker riff? Probably my favorite. Let me think. To a moment. What's the chord after that? The chord after that, Jake. Oh man. Oh, I'm stupid. It's like right there. The pressure that's been building up. Something like that. That's been a minute, man. I remember we were trying to play that at some point with War of Thrones. We were trying to do some cover songs like that. It's a classic. I was actually thinking about it the other day, Jake. It's funny you read my mind somehow. Stardust, it says right there, Typo is my absolute favorite for sure. And I know that's for real. Ken says, Rick's heart is bigger than his playing. Good people for sure. Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely. Appreciate that, man. Val says, Stardust, I've been building a show with Typo in it. Nice, dude. That would be nice. Yes, interest peaked. I like Typo too. I thought they were a really cool band. They were different, It was different. It wasn't like crazy wild metal, but it was like epic metal to me, because their songs were so big and open and stuff, and it was crazy, man. But I like a lot of their stuff. There you go, Ken. Val said, it's going to be a dark show. We're interested. Ken says, best to be playing some Black #1. There you go. Black #1. I don't know any riffs. Stardust keeps telling me, you got to learn some Typo riffs. I got to figure something out for sure. Val says, Simon has a great voice. Indeed, indeed. Gloria says, I cannot stand Duran Duran. Never did, never will. I feel that, yeah. When I was a kid, I hated it. But when I went to college and learned to really understand music and appreciate, if you sit back and, if you're a musician, you sit back and you listen to the mixes of Duran Duran, it's like the bass player, John Taylor, that dude's like one of the best bass players of all time. And it wasn't until the Power Station came out when I heard Andy Taylor really play, and I'm like, this dude can play. And then you go back and listen to Duran Duran and go, wow, that dude could really play. What am I? Like, wow. But when I was a kid, I hated him too. Ken says, didn't Simon's wife start Juicy Couture? Maybe. Yeah, she was probably a model. Hacks Tester, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Ken remembers, he says, oh my God, the Dare drug suitcase only made me more interested. I know, right? A lot of my friends got super interested. I do. A lot of my friends that played guitar and stuff, man, they started smoking up, man. I was like, it smells terrible. I don't like it. Get away from me. Joe says, Blood Vial, my son's band will be released in July. Hopefully they're good if they like this. Nice. I will check that out, man. Absolutely. Joe, will it be on iTunes or Amazon? Hopefully. If it is, I'll add it for sure. Juji says, they put on a great job. Absolutely. Hacks Tester, do the do. You know what's up, bro. Juji knows, Jesus Christ looks like me. That's a classic. Ken, there you go, buddy. There you go, Juji. Jake drops a super chat. He says, for playing the Jawbreaker. I knew you'd bust it out, no problem. It took me a second to remember all of it, though. That's funny. There you go. Okay. Juji says, hopefully surprise in the best way. There you go. Absolutely, man. Yeah. I remember that came out. Of course, I did not look at it. I actually knew a girl that got it. She was married too. And I guess they kind of had a open relationship, if you will. But she definitely got that. She was showing it to everyone. I was like, I don't want to see that. Don't show me that. No. Like, I don't want to know. I never want to know. I'll never unsee it. Gloria says, I know I know I've seen you play it before. I just know it. It was crazy. We didn't meet. I was an alcoholic back then. Anyway, I ran a promotions and marketing company. Oh, nice. Well, not nice about the alcoholic thing. I hope everything's okay for you now. Yeah, we played the Brass Mug a ton. We played the State Theater in St. Pete like a ton. That's all we did was like, it was either State Theater or it was the Brass Mug. And we just kept going back and forth playing these places. And it was never, the Brass Mug was just always like less than like 30 people or something like that. And it was just like, and they'd be like, hey man, we want to play the Brass Mug again. I'm like, why are we going to play the Brass Mug again, dude? It's like, it's just like 27 drunk people. That's it. Why are we doing it? Why are we even doing it? This is the point where I was getting to stop playing guitar again, because I was like so unmotivated to go play these clubs for nothing. The State Theater shows were always awesome, but they cost us money. We'd have to like sell tickets. Luckily for me, I had a good job, and I would just buy the tickets myself and give them the money, and then just hand them away for free. I was like, man, this sucks. We're like paying to play, but there were some good crowds at State Theater. Uh-oh, Jake. Yeah. I mean, we're not talking about, size and other things, Jake. Again, I've never seen it and I never will. Let's see. Ken said he saw them in Lauderdale, surprised by they were all flipping huge. Yeah, they were big dudes, man. Peter was the biggest of all, man. That guy was a big dude, man. Jake doesn't know who Peter Steele was? Oh, man. That's crazy. Judy says getting to see Typo was incredible. Love how the keyboard she was hitting. Yeah, they were great, man. Juji's like, poor Rick's eyes after this chat. Luckily, I don't see images of it. As long as I don't see images of it, I don't even want to imagine it. Charles, what's up, buddy? He says, no, Joe Greg, I got my phone back from repair, only for it to break again. No, dude. He says it's one of those smart flip phones. But hey, it's good to be back. Missed you last couple. It's good to see you, Charles. Yeah, I don't mess with those flip phones, man. I don't, I got an iPhone 15 Pro. I think it's a 15 Pro, and I got an OtterBox around it, so I could literally drop this off a couple stories building, and it would still walk away. Yeah, I used to have a flip phone back in the day, man. One of them Nokias. Glory says, well, I'm not a kid, 44 now, still don't like Duran Duran. Good bass player or not. I feel you. I don't judge you for it either way. I know. Jake says, Glory's a borderline Gen Xer like me. He turns 42. There you go. Getting up there. I mean, y'all getting up there. Emma Wake says, we all know Gloria's singing Rio in the shower. Her name is Rio and she's dancing on the sand. I know, right? Classic. Let's see. Stardust. Kane don't like them either. A lot of bands. But I don't like what I want to say. Yeah, I hear that. I have to be diplomatic when I say what I don't like. Although I have been getting a little more feisty, if you will. Like people just come and be like, "Hey man, play Metallica." I'm like, dude, I'm so sick of Metallica, or I'm so sick of Guns N' Roses, man. If they were just go away, I'd be a happy person. I'd be a happy person. But it is what it is. Gloria says, just don't tell me you don't like Iron Maiden. You know, I love me some Iron Maiden. Everyone, Jake got it right. Everyone likes Maiden. Actually, Stardust is not a big fan of Iron Maiden, unfortunately, but it's okay. I think she was exposed to it at the wrong time, you know, the wrong moment, but it happens, it happens. Ken says, nah, man, Bruce still sounds super. He does. One of my great friends plays for keyboards for Bruce Dickinson Band. And I've seen some videos, man, and Bruce is just killing it still, like beautiful. I actually saw, man, I watched a bit of it last night. I found it was a 1985 Rock in Rio concert. There's like 2 parts to it, and it was during the Iron Maiden Power Slave era. And they played Power Slave. It sounded so sick live, man. I was like, man, this brings me back. This brings me back. Jake's like, uh-oh. I know, right? Ken says, I usually play Christmas with the Devil by Spinal Tap and play Darth Vader Yule. There you go, man. Starts like a heat struck, you know. I mean, yeah, like I said, and don't be mad at her. Don't be mad at her. I think she was just exposed to it at the wrong time. Probably heard the wrong songs. You know, it's just like, it all depends on exposure for some people. You know what I mean? I was exposed to certain things. I didn't like it at all. And then it wasn't until, you know, like Pink Floyd, for instance. People are always like, man, Pink Floyd. I'm like, I didn't like Pink Floyd one bit, man, when I was growing up. I didn't know what they were. I didn't know what they did. I didn't like it. You know, I just didn't like it. But then it took for someone to, like, expose it to me in the right way, and I was like, oh, this is okay. This is pretty good, actually. It's pretty good. So it happens. It happens. She hasn't got into Maiden yet because of me, but I usually skip it for her, you know, when we're on the road. Juji says Bruce is an interesting person. He is. I mean, the dude's crazy. He fences. He like, flies planes. It's like unbelievable, man. AMI Wake says, love the riff in Stranger in a Strange Land. That's a killer, yeah. Juji agrees, absolutely. Charles says, Bruce Dickinson is his favorite singer, even his solo album, Tears of the Dragon. Yeah, that's a great one, man. Tears of the Dragon's a beautiful one, man. That's off that Balls to Picasso, that first one. It's amazing, dude. I was like that Laughing in the Hiding Bush or whatever. That was a good one, too. See, then Stardust lets him know. Ken says, just remember looking at my sister's friend's poster of Eddie and feeling freaked out. Jake says, not liking Maiden or Priest is the ultimate red flag for me, but Stardust is super cool. Let it slide. I know. You know, and I don't care what other, you know, because Stardust, she has a completely, we have a happy medium of stuff that we do like, and then beyond that, everything is like her stuff or my stuff, you know. And I'm like, and she's like, hey, all your stuff is weird. I'm like, all your stuff is weird. Yeah. Music for me is never a red flag with anybody. I don't care. You know. For me, you know. And and everyone that I've ever, you know, been with like that, it's like they don't listen to what I listen to. Never have. But Stardust has to listen to some stuff. The funniest thing Stardust will say is every time she sees Yngwie Malmsteen, she says, Yngwie Malmsteen sounds like a beer. An Yngwie beer. I guess you're right, though. So it reminds me of Youngling. Yngving. All right, one more tune and we out of here. We'll do a Voltage. Crank it out. Because I like playing this one. This is a fun song to play. Let's go. voltage for you there. That's a fun song, man. I don't know what it is about that one, but that's a fun one. And wow, I lost my chat, man. Everything broke. My whole thing broke. Oh, man, my internet. I don't even see what the chat said, dang it. All right, let's see. I gotta find the chat again. Hang tight. My YouTube crashed. All right, let's see. And that's gonna do it for tonight. But we'll go run through and read all the comments and see what happens. Let's see. We were going haywire on this Iron Maiden thingy. All right, let's see. All right, pick drop, by the way. All right. Oh shoot, I forgot to do one thing, man. All right, well, we might have to sneak it in real fast. Gloria says, "What? Pink Floyd is awesome. Trust me, when I was a little kid, and when I was a young kid, I was so into metal, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, all these bands. I just couldn't get into Pink Floyd. But when I was probably 19 or 20, started dating this one girl, and all she listened to was Pink Floyd. And in order for me to move forward, I had to get into Pink Floyd. It worked, but yeah, and I did understand and appreciate it a bit more, absolutely." Hackstash says, "Been working on some Korn. Brian Welch is killing it." Yeah, Korn's got some dope riffs, man. They got some dope riffs, buddy. Ain't no doubt about it. Ken said that Fear of the Dark poster in particular, that was a crazy one. That was a crazy one. That was like almost a horror movie looking thing. D, what's up? He says, "What's up? Here we go again." You know it, right? It's a nice chill. Saturdays are nice and chill for us. Stardust says she does like Judas Priest though. And she will let me listen to some Priest on the way there. And Stardust loves Floyd. No, I didn't hate on Pink Floyd. I mean, when I was a kid, I did. I thought it was just acid rock or something, man. Jake said most of my girlfriends didn't even like metal, so you just have to let it go. This is true, Jake. That's so true, man. Either you want to be dating or not. Sometimes you don't get a choice. You know how us guys are. Yeah, music taste. I don't think anyone I've ever dated in my whole life, except for now, it's like it's always been the girls' music or my music. There's never been like anything in between. Nothing in between. Until now, of course. Let's see. Gloria says, "I disagree. Anyone who listens to Diddy is now that's for sure. That's a good point, Gloria. I would definitely not be into that." Ken says, "You can't hate on Pink Floyd, Zappa. He's tried. Can't do it. I'm a huge Vibe fan too. Cringy lyrics. True that. Jake knows. Diddy's a deal breaker. Yeah, I don't know anyone in my life that listened to Diddy like that. So there you go." Yeah, D's like, "I'll get the oil." Joe says, "Every time I fire up an amp, I play what my girlfriend says. Why does it sound like that?" Because it's the genre has an attitude. Still doesn't get it. I feel you, man. And my wife says, "Things have taken a turn." They always do. Fike's like, "Pull the plug." Jake's drummer. Ken says, "Never trust a man with a utility belt loaded with a squeeze bottle." I know. Juji, thank you. There you go, Feisty. D says that was a DBZA reference. There you go. All right, Stardust says, "Okay, chat, cleanse. Food, anyone? Food? Yeah. Charles, I love Sabotage, dude. I've known John Oliva since 2002, I think, man. He's one of the coolest guys you ever meet. He's so nice, man, and he's so awesome, too. And I usually play Hall of the Mountain King. That's my favorite riff to play. Juji's going to rock some Thai yellow curry. There you go. Jake says, "I'm not on my game these Saturday streams, but the Ninja has it covered." Y'all keep it PG, I know, right? I think that's where my chat finally came back to life. Michael says, "McDonald's double cheeseburger with mac sauce, only less." There you go, man. Man, I get a double cheeseburger with just ketchup. No onions, no pickle. That's all I want, man. Ken says, "Sushi and steak au poivre." Man, very nice. Or steak, sushi and or. There you go. Thank you, Juji. Appreciate that. Thank you, Michael. You like that? Yo, Zach. Hacks test with Gioza. There you go, man. Thank you, Ken. Appreciate you, brother. Jake says, my favorite food is anything my girlfriend makes for me, right? We're going to try some good Mexican food tomorrow. I finally found, thanks to a friend of mine at work, we found a place that has what Stardust has been looking for Mexican food. That's going to be our jam session tomorrow for sure. Mexican food and Formula One. Going to be a good afternoon. Charles says, have a great night. Thanks for absolutely, Charles. Good to see you, buddy, man. Thank you so much. Gloria says, no bologna and government cheese sandwiches. Like, true that. Emma Wake says, I remember Paul Gilbert put a pick on a drill. Rick's picking might be faster. It's getting up there, man. I get a. People think I have a Makita drill going on here. Vicey's cranking out that possum stew, man. Was that fresh? You catch that yourself? Thanks, Hacks. Jake says, thank you for the chill stream tonight, bro. I appreciate full screen format. Weeds out the savages. It does. The horizontal thing is like a bring your own whatever you call it, bring your own people, pretty much. The YouTube does not push this at all, 100% none, which is fine. There you go, Feisty. Let's see. Michael gets it with mustard and cheese instead of lettuce. Yeah, I don't like vegetables on my stuff. There you go, Michael. There you go, Feisty. Axe says, don't date, it's bad out there. Luckily, yeah. Luckily, I'm good. We're all good here. But yeah, you're probably right, man. You're probably right. I think what you got to get like Tinder or some weird app. And then with even those apps, you might probably find Chris Hansen. Ken says, Rick, you're actually one of the actual favorite guitarists. I appreciate how chill. I appreciate that, Ken. Thank you so much, buddy. Let's see. Feisty's having Taiwanese fish and intestine soup. Or he says that is great. I saw when I was in Japan, I saw shark fin soup, and I was like, I'm not sure about that, man. I'm not sure about that. Gabriel from Brazil. Obrigado, boa noite, mi amigo. How you doing, man? Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Gloria says, I love their double cheeseburger, but I had extra pickles in it. There you go. D says, he fallen in love with Moment of Impact. Man, I'll have to play that a couple times this week, man. I got to remember it. That's the one song, I've said it before, like, I wrote the song. It was one of those things I had to write it quick. So I wrote the tune, wrote all the parts, recorded it in the studio, and I've only played it like once in probably 20 years, and that was last June. Maybe I did play it once for Tyler. I think Tyler was like, yo, play it, man. I was like, all right, I'll play it for you. Ken says, you got to get that stone ground mustard. Michael says, really, I never liked mustard until I had it on a sandwich. Yeah, I don't like mustard anymore, but back in the day when I was a kid, I could get mustard on a hamburger. There used to be like another burger place. I can't remember what the name it was. It was like a local burger place, and you could get like a hamburger for like $1 or something like that, and I get mustard on it. It actually tasted really good. Damn, how you doing, buddy? He says, hope you're doing good. I watch all the time on my main channel, Tham's World. Hope you're doing good. Good to see you, buddy. I still can't figure out why Tham's World can't see us, man. I've checked that block list over and over, and you ain't on it, man. That's for sure. If I said that, there is a crazy auto picking guitar that came out. I think I remember seeing something about that. Juji says, thanks for slaying me to sleep. You know that's right, brother. Marianne, good to see you. She says, I finally here. Know where I'd rather be. Thank you, Marianne. It's so great to see you. And we're getting close to shutting down here. I'm going to play one more quick one, just a quick solo, just to see if I can do it. I appreciate you, Marianne. You've been great all week. I thank you so much for hanging out with us, Marianne. Let's see. Gabrielle says, you need to try feijoada. Hey, man, if I ever go to Brazil, I'll be happy to try just about anything down there, man. I know Brazil makes some good stuff, man. There's some Brazilian steakhouses around here that are pretty good. Dan says, I can see you, but you can't see me. I feel that. Well, I'm glad you can, man. I'm glad you can there. At least see us. But yeah, it'd be nice to hear from you, buddy. But lurkers matter too. Lurkers always matter. Where's this tune at? I tried it the other day. It was all right. I'm gonna try it one more time. See if I can pull it off, or at least do something about it. 4 count. All right. How'd that go? All right, one more try. Gotta get it right, man. Not bad. Still, I keep forgetting parts. But there you go. Classic Richie Blackmore. Beautiful jam. I try to get a cut of it, but I still need work. All right. There you go, Mariam. Ken says Brazilian food is so good. Yeah, I've always wanted to go to these Brazilian steakhouses, man, and try them out. I've never been. There you go, D. He says, I want to go to bed happy. There you have it, man. I hope that was good. Dan says, I'm a forced lurker. I guess, there you go. Dan says, oh yeah. Ken knows. Marianne knows. There you go. Marianne says, sick tune. Yeah. Juji, thank you. D's like, let this man cook. I'll eat whatever he serves. I feel that, man. Michael says, man, Popeyes has amazing honey mustard. There you go, man. The honey mustard at, what is that? Chili's. That stuff's pretty good. But actually, Chili's got this new stuff. It's like they got house-made barbecue. And I like dip my chicken tenders in the barbecue and then dip it in a ranch. It's like barbecue ranch. Man, damn, it's good. That's delicious, man. I'm loving it. I was like, I'm going to get that again. For sure. Thank you, drummer. Thank you, Ken. I was like, stupid keyword. I know, right? Thank you, Than. Appreciate that. All right, well, that's about enough for me. We went a little extra there. Had a good time. It was a wonderful time. Saturdays are always nice and so fun and chill. After the long week of rapid fire insanity, Saturday is always a welcome change. You know, it's nice and chill, and we have a good time, open chat, fun stuff, man. Joe says, nice, Rick. Not too many people can copy Richie, but I'm impressed, 100%. Thank you, Joe. It wasn't my best, wasn't my worst. I'm still working on it. I know bits and pieces of it. I forgot some of them, but I was like, I'll throw my own stuff in there. But, I love Richie, but I'm going to keep working on it because I used to play it when I was a kid, about 17, 18 or so. We used to do Burn live, and yeah, man, I used to play it right on the money. That was like, bits and pieces. It's still bits and pieces in my brain. Ken says, the Brazilian steakhouses got the little cards that you flip over, more food, no food. Interesting. I want to check one out. Feisty says, shark sushimi. Ugh. Yeah, I've seen it. I went to this one restaurant, and it was like, they had the shark fin soup. They had that blowfish stuff. I was like, heck no, man. Heck no. Not me, man. Not me. Am I Awake says, have a wonderful evening, all you beautiful people. Thank you, Rick. You're welcome for melting in my face another night. See ya. The next episode. Absolutely. Tuesday, we'll be back again. Actually, I'm sorry, tomorrow night. We'll be back tomorrow night at 9 on the vertical side. It'll probably be a reprise of a lot of songs we did tonight, but who knows what we'll do? I never know. But we will be tomorrow night, and then we're back to normal next week. Ken says, God's to get capenara. Dang, I don't even know what that is. Mariam says, that is Superman and Amadeus poster? It is. We got Amadeus, Superman 2, and then if you can see, I got Empire Strikes Back as well. Gotta love them. All right, what did I miss? Okay, there we go. All right, Stardust got it. Good night, friends. Love you all. Absolutely. Damn. Thank you, buddy, for hanging out. Great to see you. And Lisa there. Lisa, good to see you. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Mike Parati, there you are, buddy. Good to see you. If I said, dude, make it your own. Don't try it no for own. Well, I'll try and get closer. A little closer. I love, Richie is a testament to a certain playing, so I'll try and get close, but I won't go too close, Ken's like, Fugu. No way, man. I wouldn't touch that, man. Miriam says, hi, very cool posters. There you go. There you go, Mike. You have a good one, Michael. Marianne, thank you so much. Lisa, you have a great night, blessed weekend. Hope everything is nice and chill for everyone and yourself. Gloria says, have a great night, Rick, and everyone. Talk to you tomorrow. Absolutely. Yes, we love collecting posters. I got more posters, but I can't fit anymore. I got a Mozart poster, a real nice Mozart poster, kind of similar to my grandparents had. They had a painting of this in their house, and I'm trying to get that one. It's on my wish list, my Amazon wish list. So we'll see. Drummer, have a good night, buddy. Great weekend. Mike says, "Oh, can you play one more?" Oh man, yeah, we're done, buddy. Saturday's a little shorter session, but I appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow night, Mike. 9 o'clock tomorrow night, Eastern time. So come hang out, dude. We'll rock it out. We'll rock it out. Bob, we're closing up shop, buddy. And I don't know one Nightwish song, by the way, other than what I've heard, which are good. Joe, good night, buddy. D said, "I'm still here till the end. How about one more?" I wish, man. I gotta go eat something. I'm getting starving, man. Ken says, "Gotta send you my down-filled dance Olympic." Absolutely, buddy. I love to see him. Absolutely, Jeremy. You have a great run, man. Bob says, "Oh shoot, I wasn't reminded of the show." No problem, buddy. Tomorrow I'll be back tomorrow night at 9 Eastern, same time as we started tonight, but it might go a little longer. The vertical streams go a little longer, but yeah, Saturday's a nice chill night. No requests, not one request the whole night, except for stuff that I knew, which is perfect. Yeah, thanks Jake, thanks Stardust, Serial Flute. I don't know, I if Serial Flute's in there. Thank you all for hanging out. For moderation, we don't usually need it. It's a nice chill on Saturday, but your help is always very kind of you to help me out. But yeah, I'm gonna run through the list here. Yeah, right, D. I know. Eating is most important, especially when the last time I ate today was about 3 o'clock. So, me hungry. All right, well, let's see. We'll run down the list. Michael, D8, 17, Ken, Joe, Gloria, Miriam, Bob, Drummer, Joe, Michael, Stardust, Feisty, Ken, Lisa, Tham. Let's see. Am I awake? Who else we miss here? Drummer, we got Drummer. Juji, can't forget Juji. Devin X, I remember Devin X was in here. Gabriel, sorry. Let's see, I think we got it all. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your night, a beautiful rest of the weekend. And again, I'll be on tomorrow night at 9 doing the vertical stream again. And then that's it. And then we'll start back up on Tuesday, verticals, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Saturday like this, and then Sunday again. So I'll put a community post up to show the schedule and whatnot. But that shall do it. Anti out there, to Ninja Anti, appreciate you too, bud, for hanging out. Joe says he got an original Woodstock poster. Dang, dude. That's a classic right there. All right. Gloria says, "Go eat, Rick. We'll see you tomorrow." Absolutely. Marion, thank you. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening. As always, stay safe out there. Be good to each other. And take care of each other, because that's all we got anymore, isn't it?